man. I hate that. Today's the day. This is the video you guys been waiting for. I did one in the past, how to increase your bow poundage, because some kids need to get legal and get to 40. Some old guys are just like, I don't want to lose bow poundage.
Just holding on.
And then you young guys, like maybe in your 20s, ego, you want to pull Cameron Haynes' weight back.
Yep.
I get it. We all want to pull as much poundage as we can. This is the newest updated video on how to increase your bow poundage, starring my homie Preston, AKA Mountain Physio. He's a physical therapist. You have some protocols that we're gonna deliver today. And as a bonus at the very end, I'm gonna give away some of my favorite exercises as a strength and conditioning coach. Here we go. Top 5 exercises from a physical therapist who's a bow hunter, who also works with the US archery team. Let's go.
Top 5 exercises, rotator cuff exercises have to be on that list. So the first one that I wanna go over is external rotation at 90 degrees, so targeting that rotator cuff. So grab one of these bands. So what I'm looking for here with this particular exercise, again, like we talked about in some of our other previous videos, is not elevating that shoulder. So really depressing that shoulder and rotating back and forth. What this is targeting is multiple rotator cuff muscles, but also a little bit of that posterior delt. So there is a good article that looked at like the top exercises of drawing a bow back. There's not a lot of research in that,
Right.
But one of the articles looked at those rotator cuff muscles, it was the posterior delt muscles, and the low trap. During the draw cycle, those are the top muscles that are very active,
So external rotation, I'm not a physical therapist, but I know that the slop in the elbow, you can't have this dropping. It's gotta be in a fixed position.
Yep.
And then you're just going to trace here, and the tendency is to want to shrug, guys. Depression is your ally as a bow hunter. So what would you call this movement? Just external rotation?
External rotation at 90 degrees.
Okay.
And so if I prefer bands like this. These bands, I have them on my website. They can live in your bow case, do warm-ups with them and everything like that. I prefer stuff like this. The crossover symmetry is great, like it as well. But what you can do is, so hold on to that, and you'll just get a little bit more tension, depending, I guess, how much you pull there. I like
how many
this
reps,
right here.
how many sets?
Great question. Everything that I prefer at this stage, so if we're trying to increase your draw weight, initially I take people through a 8-week or a 10-week program, 3 sets of 15 for the first 2 weeks.
The second top exercise to increase your bow poundage is?
So the second one is working on that posterior deltoid, simply just drawing a band back like your bow.
Why not your bow?
So you can draw back your bow, totally. But most people are trying to increase their weight, and so if they're overbowed or if they have any shoulder pain, then grabbing a band is a simple way of doing it to increase your
Super convenient, and also you can do both sides, which a lot of people don't have a right and left-handed bow, and I believe if you train both sides, you're gonna improve your draw strength by doing that. So
hands down, I always tell people to draw back this way as well as draw back this way. And so same thing, those first couple weeks, 3 sets of 15.
Show them how you did this. So
how I did this.
Do it on me, I'm gonna steal, so here.
Yep. And then reach down and grab that there, good. And now you're right there and you're able to pull back.
Did you wrap over?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
So simply just drawing back. Now again, what you're focusing on is that good form, dropping that shoulder good, really using those low trap, the posterior deltoid here, the rhomboids. And so you might need more resistance. We're talking about increasing your draw weight. And so by that about 15th repetition, you want it to be pretty difficult.
Don't draw your bow 15 times in a row.
Yeah.
Right? You draw it once and then you shoot. So this is kind of nice to be able to find your anchor.
But these are awesome. These are the bands that I prefer. They live on my website and stuff like that, but they're great for that. You might need more resistance. You might want to do something like this, and you can easily do that. So you could do that. And another fun thing really quick is, let's say, hold a weight there for your bow.
I like that.
So then you can hold a weight and draw back.
Yep.
So increasing draw weight right here. There's nothing better than shooting your bow. If you can't, then definitely use the bands.
3 sets of 15 again for the first 2 weeks.
For the first 2 weeks.
Okay, moving on. Number 3. This is your top 5. This is number 3.
You're not gonna need a lot of resistance or a lot of weight, but I'll bend over here and you're gonna do some Ys. So simply just Ys like that. Okay. Go ahead and let's see you do that. Now, most people don't need a lot of weight with this because people are very, very weak through these muscles. Nice. reps.
Yeah, 15 reps will smoke you.
Yeah, it'll smoke you. So this is 10 pounds right here. I'm telling people, I start people off at 5 pounds
Soup
or
cans.
2.5 pounds, exactly.
Yeah, and honestly, the tendency that I've seen is the shrugging on this movement, especially the elevation. Again, depression is going to be your friend. You said a term in a couple of videos back where you want your scaps in your back pocket. I'm still in that cue.
Yep.
That really paints a picture. So wise, 3 sets of 15.
3 sets 15.
Go err on the side of being light.
Absolutely.
That
It's a vulnerable position anyways for your shoulders in this scaption plane, and so you want to be a little bit, again, lighter so that you're not getting those shoulders up. Another thing that people will do that I prefer to people start with is getting a physio ball, laying over the top of the physio ball, and doing the same thing.
Yeah, and a lot of people have those physio Swiss balls in their home gym or the gym they go to. Number 4, what do you got?
Simply rows. So work on the rhomboids. Everyone thinks that the rhomboids are the main movers of the shoulder for drawing your bow back, but again, as we've said, it's mostly the deltoid, the rotator cuff, and the low trap. But the rhomboids, they create a very stable platform so that everything can pull on it. So I'll take these here, 35 pounds right there, simply a bent over row. Now you can do it where you're holding on to, kneeling on a bench, exactly. You can do this right here. Good, he's engaging his shoulder right here, engaging those rhomboids, you can see right there. He first sets his shoulder right there and then engages that rhomboid. So
3 sets of 15
3
per
sets,
side.
15 per side. This is 35 pounds. Again, you can kind of just create it whatever that, at that 15th repetition, you want about 2 or 3 reps in reserve.
The thing I like about dumbbells, guys, is if you don't have an arsenal of dumbbells and you're like, man, I only have a 35-pound dumbbell, it's too light, slow down your tempo.
Yep.
Maybe go for a 2-second hold at the top, 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. Tempos will always help backfill if you're missing poundage. And last but not least, our physio's top 5. What is the number 5 exercise?
Last one, last but not least, 5th exercise, reverse flies. Again, bringing his shoulders back and doing that T formation. As you do this, I want you to bring your arms back a little bit more, yeah.
Oh yeah. You want me to hold at the top too? Or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. These are 5s.
Hold that. You can have people hold like that. The tendency when people hold for a long time is they'll start to engage their upper trap too much. I would rather have them do repetitions and not engage that upper trap as much. That upper trap, as soon as that starts firing, people will start having a lot of shoulder pain because they start bringing those shoulders up towards their ears. So again, shoulder blades in your back pockets.
Okay, and as promised, we're going to give you, I'll give you 2 of my favorite movements and have Doc tell us what he thinks about them. The first one I want to show you is a scap pull-ups. I think everyone should have a pull-up bar. Yep. Let's head over to the pull-up bar. I think hanging from a pull-up bar is gotta be beneficial for any athlete. Hanging is something that you could do just for 30 seconds to a minute. When I say scap pull-ups, we're not doing a full pull-up, but you're doing the first part of a pull-up, at least a proper pull-up. And so it's just bringing that depression down.
That depression there.
And not really trying to bend your arms at all. And how much am I traveling there, Doc?
Yeah, you're traveling, that's a good, I mean, that inferior angle of that scapula is going about 2.5, 3 inches. So
to me, that's all it takes. And you could do the same rep scheme, 15 reps, and you can even just stay on there and hang, work on your grip strength, and hang for 30 seconds, come off, shake it out, do it again. I mean, it's going to work on your posture. Yeah. It's going to lengthen good muscles that aren't lengthened, that normally when we're here all day.
I like with that one, that's a really good one too. So unlike that reverse fly, you'll get that upper trap engaged. This one you won't, and actually you'll depress that even more. So those holds are really good to hold that there 10, 15 seconds to get that. It's also good for, like you said, grip strength, elbows, archer's elbow. A lot of people complain of that, so.
Last one is very similar to the scap pull-up, would be a scap push-up, building off that platform of a plank. I know that my physical therapist that I see, not for injury, but for preventative measures, I see a physio here in town, she's awesome. She's telling me that I suck at recruiting my glutes and that my core strength, I'm not using my core. And so she has me doing glute activation drills and lots of plank variations. So I feel like we can finish with, I think, something that's really important. I can do it right here.
So you're depressed there, engaging that low trap there. What I really like about this is you're really engaging that serratus anterior. So this is that muscle where you have those striations on really fit athletes.
Yeah.
And what that serratus anterior does, it actually protracts your shoulders like this. It pulls that scapula against the spine there so that you can have, again, a good platform for when you're drawing your bow. That's all we're trying to do right here. Yeah, build the rotator cuff, build these strong muscles so you can draw more weight, but build a solid platform so we're preventing injuries.
Stay off the sidelines, guys. As a bow hunter especially, do your due diligence and experience more longevity, a better trajectory, more poundage. Thanks for watching. We'll link his channel and we'll put in the video description access to all his information, separations in the preparation. We'll catch you on the next one.